This video is for rotations. So our rotations we can do two different ways. We can go counterclockwise or clockwise. So counterclockwise is if we turn something this direction. Clockwise is if we turn it this direction. So the hands of a clock always move clockwise. If we go the opposite direction, that's counterclockwise. And here on the front of this, you can see your rules for rotations. So here we're going to write them again. So if we have a 90-degree counterclockwise turn, we're going to take x and y, and it's going to turn into negative y, comma x. If we have a 180-degree counterclockwise, and this is the same whether it's counterclockwise or clockwise, the rule stays the same. This one's going to be negative x, negative y. And then down here, if we do a 270-degree counterclockwise, we're going to do y, negative x. And so what we're doing here is we're moving the coordinates and we're also changing the signs. So we're going to do it here. And so what we do is we take the y, and it now becomes the x spot. And then we have to make it negative. And then whatever is in the x spot, so that would be the 2, moves over to the y spot. So that's how this rotation works. So for every single one, you're going to do the exact same thing. All the y's now become the x's, and we change the sign. And now the x's all become the y's, and their signs stay the same. And so once you figure out the points, then you can graph. So that's A prime. That's B prime. C prime. And then that's D prime. And so when you connect the dots here, you can see that I've taken this shape and I've turned it this way. So this was the top. And so this piece here, B to C, is this piece here now. This is what the top used to be. All right, so for 180 degrees counterclockwise, we're just changing the signs of both the coordinates. So everything stays in the same place. We just either make it negative or we make it positive. So these are all positive. So I just make all of them negative. So negative 2, negative 1, that's A prime. Negative 3, negative 5, that's B prime. Negative 5, negative 5, that's C prime. And then negative 6, negative 2, that's D prime. And so again, you can see how I would take this figure and I would turn it. All right, last one, 270 degrees counterclockwise. I'm switching the x and y coordinate again, but this time I'm making the x coordinate negative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the y's, and they're now going to go in the place of the x. And then I take all the x's and I change the sign, and I stick them in the y's spot. Whoop, there we go. So 1, negative 2, that's A prime. 5, negative 3, that's B prime. 5, negative 5, that's C prime. And then 2, negative 6, that's D prime. And so again, you can kind of see how we would turn it this way, and then we would turn it this way, and then we turn it all the way back around here, and you can kind of watch how the top would move each way that you would turn it. All right, so on this next page, so when we do rotations, the figure is rotated around a fixed point, and we always rotate about the origin. So when we rotate in 8th grade, we're always rotating right around the origin. That's always our center. And so again, here are your rules. And so for this one, all we're doing is we're just rewriting the points. So here we're doing 90-degree clockwise. That's this rule. So I'm taking the y's, and those now become my x's. And then I take the x and I turn it negative, or I change the sign. So if it's already negative, it's going to become positive, and those become my y's. So this would be -2. Oh, I went backwards here. This should be, sorry, a 1. All right, so 180 degrees counterclockwise, that's down here. Points stay in the same spot. We just change the sign of both points. Okay, then 270 degrees clockwise, that would be this rule. So now I'm taking the y's and they're becoming the x's, and I'm changing the signs. So this y is already a negative, so that means it would become positive. And then the x just moves over to the y spot. Again, the y is already negative, so it would become positive. And the x moves to the y spot. Y is negative again, so it would become positive. And then again, the y is negative, so it would become positive. And then a 360-degree clockwise rotation. If I rotate something 360 degrees, it's going to end up exactly where it started. So if it's 360 degrees, our points are going to stay exactly the same. And so that's it for this video.